Today we're going to talk about bleeding and sex. Many people with female anatomy experience bleeding after the first time having penetrative vaginal sex. It's very normal to experience a little bit of bleeding after the first time. It can last for up to 24 hours, but should never fill up a tampon or a pad. If you experience bleeding beyond 24 hours, or if you have very heavy bleeding, it's worth talking to a doctor. Some people don't bleed at all after the first time having penetrative vaginal sex, but others do, and there are a few things that might cause that. The first reason is tearing or stretching of the hymen tissue. For some individuals with vaginal penetration for the first time, that hymen might stretch or tear and cause bleeding. Again, this should heal on its own within 24 hours. Another reason why someone might experience bleeding after the first time is because of irritation to the vaginal canal. This might be because of friction or not enough lubrication, or irritation if you're using a latex condom. You may have heard the term pop your cherry. Really, that's a crass way of describing the hymen tearing or stretching during the first time of penetrative sex. There's no popping or breaking of a hymen. It is truly just the stretching of the tissue. A big cause of bleeding after vaginal penetration is going to be friction. That's usually caused by not enough lubrication. So consider next time increasing the foreplay or using lube. Another thing that can cause bleeding after sex is sexually transmitted infections. Things like HPV, gonorrhea, chlamydia can all cause bleeding after sex. Other things can cause irritation of the vaginal canal, which can also lead to bleeding. That would include things like douching or irritation from latex condoms. Sometimes people do have a latex condom allergy. It's rare, but watch for signs of itchiness and inflammation after using latex condoms. There are a couple things you can do if you are experiencing bleeding after sex. The first is increasing your lubrication. You can do this with foreplay or purchasing lube. If you use a condom, make sure it's not an oil-based lube. Those two together are a no-no. It's also important to have regular checkups with your doctor, especially if you're experiencing bleeding, and this would include an STI check and pap smears. Lastly, if you're douching, don't douche. It's not good for your vagina. That's it for bleeding and sex. If you have any more questions for us, leave it in the comments section below and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.